Hi everyone. So this is the first of two videos that you're going to watch today before class, and make sure you copy everything down in your notes so that eventually you're going to do a scan for me to get a classwork grade for this. So this first video is focusing on practicing where we left off last class with solving rational equations. So this video is going to go through two more examples of solving rational equations. So this first one I have here, we're going to solve this. We're going to follow those same steps that we outlined in your notes. So those would be a good idea to have out right next to you as you're doing this so you can glance at them as we go. So this one right here, we're going to start the exact same way we did in class. And the first step we did in class was, remember, over on the side, we just came up with the values that we have to keep an eye out to reject if they come up, right? Remember, these come from the values where this equation is going to be undefined. So in this case, x is not going to be allowed to be 2, not going to be allowed to be 3. And actually, let me do one quick thing. I kind of already did it in my head, but I forgot to show it. I'm going to factor this last one right here to make sure. We'll have to see if there's any other values that x is not allowed to be. So this actually factors into, let's see, x and x, 3 and 2, both minus. That will multiply to the positive 6 and combine to the negative 5. So those actually don't give me any more values where x is undefined. So we're good with the ones that we just put in that box right there. Okay, so my next step. So I really actually did the first two steps. I factored all my denominators and I found where it's undefined. So now I'm looking for the LCM of all my denominators. I'm looking for what could I multiply by to wipe out all these denominators. And so I go through each denominator and look and say, okay, well, if this fraction has an x minus 2 in the bottom, my LCM has to have that. So it can cross cancel with that. If this second fraction has a x minus 3 in the denominator, then I need an x minus 3 in my LCM to be able to cross cancel with that. And then my last one, my last denominator is right here, x minus 3, x minus 2, but my LCM already has one of those. It has one for each of those. So my LCM is actually complete right now. I have enough that I'll be able to multiply through the entire equation and wipe out all my denominators. So remember, my next step now is to take my whole equation and I'm going to multiply by that LCM. So I'm going to squeeze it in up here. And I'm actually going to show my work just slightly differently than I did in class to try to help people out with the canceling. I have to multiply this LCM to this, and to this. So when I teach this in 137, I go through and show a little bit more work. So I'm going to do that right now. So let me just change colors here so we can distinguish. So here's my work. And what I mean is I'm going to actually show when I do x minus 2 times x minus 3, when I do my LCM to the first term, what happens. Then I'm going to figure out what happens when I do it to the second term. The second term is times minus 2. I'll figure out what I get. And then I'm going to do it times the third term. So I'm really just going to show the canceling that I have here. Okay, so there's all my work. So I'm setting it up where I'm showing my distributing. So when I do the first one, I'm right here. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, so when I do that first one, x minus 2 times x minus 3 times the first term, the x minus 2's cross cancel, right? So that was why we chose an x minus 2 to be able to cross cancel with that. And what we have left is x minus 3 times 1, so that's just an x minus 3. Okay, so let's keep going. Let's do the next set. So now when I do the next set, the x minus 3 can't cross cancel when I do that one, and I'm left with negative 2 times x minus 2. And now when I distribute to the last one, both the x minus 3's and the x minus 2's cross cancel, and I'm left with negative 1. So these ones on the right, these are my terms for my new equation. Okay, so let's see what my new equation is going to look like. So my new equation now is x minus 3 minus 2 times x minus 2 equals negative 1. Okay, I just put it back together with my 3 terms that I have. So I showed all my canceling and showed what I have left. And so now I'm going to solve my, excuse me, my new equation. This one happens to be a nice linear one, so that helps us because that's a little bit easier. So let's see, we're going to do x minus 3. We're going to distribute this to get minus 2x plus 4. Okay, let's keep solving. I combine like terms here and get a negative x. I'll combine the negative 3 and the 4 plus 1. I'm going to keep solving by bringing over my 1. Okay. And I'm going to divide out that negative 1, so I get x to be 2. So now look back up at the beginning, right? Look back up at that blue box that we did. So we said x is not allowed to be 2 or not allowed to be 3. And the only solution we only got one solution from that because our new equation was linear, is not valid. Because we're not allowed to use 2 in the original one. So this was kind of like saying the only possible thing that's going to work is 2, but 2 doesn't work in the original rational equation. So we actually have no solutions here. I know a lot of work to do to get no solutions, but that's what it is. Okay, so let's try another one. Let's try one last one. So now let's try to solve. We've got 5 over y minus 1 minus 7 over 3 equals 1 over 4y minus 4. So we're going to do a couple of things. We're going to get this ready and see if there's any values y can't be. And then let's factor. So I don't have any quadratics in my denominators, but I can factor that last one just by pulling out a 4. So you might want to actually stop the video and just try this on your own and see if you can work your way through it, and then come back and look at the video to see if you did it right. So once I have that factored, I can see that the only value that y is not allowed to be is 1. Because I've got two factors of y minus 1, and both of those are undefined if y is 1. We don't have to worry about this denominator of 3 because it doesn't have a variable in it. That denominator is never going to be undefined for that piece of the fraction. So our LCM here, let's see what we think. So we definitely need a y minus 1 to cross cancel with each of those y minus 1s. So my next thing is to look at the 3 and the 4 and think about what number would cross cancel with both of those at the same time, right? And so it's really like thinking about if you had a 3 and a 4 in the denominator, what is your lowest common denominator? And that would be a 12. So my denominator would be 12 times y minus 1. So let me do the same thing I did in the last one. And I'm going to come over here and show my work. So I have to multiply the entire equation by 12 y minus 1. I'm not going to distribute that. It's much easier to cross cancel with it in factored form. So I have to do the 12y minus 1 times 5 over y minus 1. I'll come back and do that in a second. I have to do the 12 times y minus 1 times the minus 7 over 3. And I have to lastly do the LCM to the last thing, which is 1 over 4 times y minus 1. So that's all my work to build my new equation. So let's see what cancels. Now remember, I should have no fractions if I chose the right LCM. So the first one I'm doing, when I'm doing the LCM times the first term, the y minus 1s cancel out. And what I'm left with there is just 60, 12 times 5. And then the second one, okay, so 12 and 3, that cancels to a 4 over 1. So let's see what I have left here. I'm going to multiply the 4 and the negative 7 to get negative 28 times y minus 1. And I'll distribute it in my next step. And then the last one, okay, so y minus 1s, those cancel, and the 4 and the 12 cancel to a whole 3. So in that case, all I have left is 3 times 1, which is 3. So let's see what our new equation is. Let's see if it's linear or quadratic. I think we're going to be happily surprised. It's a nice linear one. So now I have to put it back together. I have to put all the terms back to form the equation, the simplified equation here. So we've got 60 minus 28 times y minus 1 equals 3. So great. We have a nice linear one. I can distribute 28y minus 28y plus 28 equals 3. Okay, so let's combine like terms over here. So we have a negative 28y plus 88 equals 3. So next I'll bring my 88 over. So I have a negative 28y. Doesn't look like it's going to come out nice and whole, and that's okay. I don't think we're going to have to worry about getting a 1 out, you know, the value that makes it undefined. And then lastly, we're going to divide out that negative 28. So we're going to end up with, I think, 85 over 28. I can't think of anything that goes into both of those. So I'm going to leave it just like that in fraction form. So the only thing I really have to check is to make sure y wasn't equal to 1, and that's definitely not a 1. So this is a valid solution. So we can circle it. Okay, so hopefully those two helped. We're going to do one more in class today, later on. So your next video is going to be on a new topic that we'll also work on today in class.